Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation brought to you by TimeSolve. I hope everyone can see my screen. Today's presentation is Avoiding Landmines, Why Billing Day Should Be the Easiest Day of the Month. Now, if you have been to a webinar with me in the past, you'll know that I like to keep things really, really tight. So I'm going to get you out of here in 20 or 30 minutes tops. I do know that you have work to do today, but the goal of today's presentation is to make sure that when you are working on your billables, that you are not being redundant in what you're doing, that you are reducing errors, that you are enjoying your time. As silly as that might sound, as implausible as that may sound, we really do want to make billing day an enjoyable time and truly the easiest day of your month. So let's just get started. You might be asking, who's this lady on my screen and why is she so excited about billables? And the answer is I'm Joyce Bradford. I'm an attorney. I'm licensed in North Carolina. I have been for quite some time now. I've been in practice management and legal tech. And this has been my world since 2011. I've worked as a practice management advisor for a state bar association. I've worked as a consultant. I've assisted organizations understand lawyers as clients. I've worked in sales. I've worked in partner channel management, working with bar associations and other legal technology companies to build synergies between the two. So I love it. I love that there's no concept of stare decisis here. Just because it was true yesterday doesn't mean it's true today. Best practices are changing and evolving, and that's why it's important to invest in education like this for yourself and for your team on a regular basis. All right, so let's talk about today, the objectives, and everybody loves a good dartboard metaphor. So if we can do these, we're going to hit a bullseye for today. We are going to explore innovative strategies for streamlining and automating your law firm's billing procedures. Can you tell that the marketing department got really excited about this presentation today too? We're going to learn strategies for reducing billing discrepancies and elevating precision in client invoicing, which I know, very sexy topic. And we're going to gain insights into client satisfaction optimization through efficient time tracking and billing methods, all of which ultimately bolster your firm's financial stability and reputation. So wow, that's a whole lot to cover in 20 or 30 minutes, but let's see what we can do and make this happen. Number one about TimeSolve, which is the presenter of today's presentation. TimeSolve is easy time and billing. TimeSolve helps you to reduce your AR, easily take payments, track and expenses across devices, secure your data, and give you info hubs, which I'm a big fan of an info hub. That's what we're going to be able to do with TimeSolve. We're going to hit on several of these high-level features of TimeSolve during today's presentation. Some of them are truly exciting, and if you came to TimeSolve for easy time and billing, you might not even be aware that some of these features are here. Yes, it is efficient. Yes, it is fast, but it also gives you so much power, so much control over what happens in your firm on a day-to-day basis. So quick side note here, whether you are a paralegal, a legal assistant, a junior associate, a named partner, a solo practitioner, whomever and wherever you are in your law firm, this is going to be a helpful solution-based program for you today. Yes, we do want you to use TimeSolve. That is the presenter of today's whole webinar. However, if you don't, you're going to have some good practices that you're going to be able to take with you that you can integrate into your day-to-day procedures and processes, whether you use TimeSolve or not. So essential technology for a law firm. Yes, you have word processing. You have to. Do not rely on something like Google for this, guys. And Google, don't sue me. I feel like I'm being recorded right now by Google. Don't use Google for word processing. It's not a good solution. It's not a true word processor. It's an image creator. You need an actual word processing solution. I highly recommend Microsoft Office. It is not the only game in town, but it is most compatible with just about everything else you're doing, and it is platform agnostic. So if you've not invested in a word processing solution through Microsoft, please do so. It truly is in your best interest to do it. And I don't care if you don't like Microsoft products. You chose to be a lawyer. You chose to work in a legal office. get it done. You are going to use email. Again, I believe in a hub. So stay with Office for this. Use Microsoft Office, use your Outlook there. Document storage, you've got lots of options here. I'll talk about one. But if you have Office, you've got OneDrive available to you. E-signatures, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about customer acquisition tools as just overview, high level stuff. But really what we're focused on today is the practice management side of things. That is absolutely where you need to be and where you need to focus your day-to-day work. Okay. So let's talk about practice management and what that means. We're talking about recording activities. We're talking about having calendars and deadlines recorded. We're talking about a tool that's going to help you improve your client experience. We're going to talk about generating invoices and creating greater efficiency. And we're going to do this all under the general umbrella of making billing day the easiest day of the year. My gracious, you better be billing more than once a year. Otherwise, you're not going to have a very profitable firm. Okay, the number one thing people think about when they sort of evaluate practice management systems is recording activities. And for most of us, that is time and billing. Now, before you come to me and say, Joyce, I don't have a billable hour. I work on flat fee, I work on contingency, I work on some other solution, right? Maybe you are really innovative and you have a subscription-based practice, right? Still, you need to be recording what you're doing just as both a sword and a shield. You need to be able to bill appropriately. You need to be able to defend your work product and the invoices that you present to your clients. And it's also how you gather data to understand if you are efficient or not. Are you billing at that flat rate at a rate that is commensurate with what would be truly an hourly rate, right? So if you're undervaluing yourself by 6 or 7 hours, and you think that you can get something done much more quickly than you actually are, then while your client is getting a steal, you are not. You are robbing from yourself because your time, your consultation, your work, your effort, your knowledge, your skill set, your resources, your ability to synthesize information, all of that is valuable. It is worth something. So don't think of yourself as something to be given away for free. Okay. So let's talk about recording time. The hardest part of getting paid for anything is recording the time and recording the activities that justify it. So many of us go back to our calendars at the end of the week or at the end of the month and say, okay, where did I spend my time? I go back. You might go back and look at your emails. Okay, what was the last thing I sent? When was the last time I communicated with this client? How long did it take me to review or compose that email? I'm going to guesstimate because I'm not running a timer on a regular basis. Did I record my time for synthesizing information and putting notes in? Did I record my time for all of my client communication, texts, emails, phone calls, carrier pigeons, smoke signals, right? Whatever it happens to be, client portals. Did I record all of my costs for this client? Did I record all of my meetings? Did I record travel time, appearances? What did I record? What didn't I record? What am I allowed to charge for my client based on my jurisdiction, right? All of these things need to be recorded. And I will tell you, it is a challenge. And that is one reason I love TimeSolve so much because it truly is platform agnostic. Whether you have a Mac or a PC, you're going to be able to go online and use the solution, right? If you have a PC, you're actually going to be able to download a tool that lives directly on your desktop, and you're going to be able to record time whether you're online or not. So when you're working on your Word documents, when you're in your email, wherever you are, you've just got a timer that can constantly be running that you can assign blocks of time to specific clients to. So I want you to make sure that you are using every tool that is available to you to help you accurately record time. This is the struggle that most of us have because the biggest reason why billing day is so challenging is because we have to go back and review these invoices over and over and over again. Every single client, you're searching through emails, you're searching your calendar. I really want you to get away from that. Be predictable, be reliable for yourself, be your best employee, right? Expect of yourself what you would expect of someone who is in your employ, right? And that is to accurately record what you're doing on a regular basis. Another way that you are going to be able to make billing day significantly easier is the project management tools within TimeSolve. Now, like I told you at the top of this presentation or just a couple minutes in, TimeSolve is incredibly easy time and billing. So many ways for you to be able to open a time card and just get to timing, right? Record yourself, or go back and edit your time, have workflows and say, okay, this is the next upcoming task, and I know that I'm gonna have approximately this much time on it, right? One of the things that makes TimeSolve a game changer in the arena that TimeSolve lives in, which is the time and billing arena, is the project management tools. So there are three things that project management can do for any of your clients and your staff, right? You're going to set expectations, you're going to manage deviations, and you're going to manage budgets, right? So setting expectations for your clients. Number one, when someone becomes a client, they immediately go on it within your project management. They're in your dashboard. This is a project that needs to be done. I'm going to onboard this client. These are the appropriate steps for me to take. These are the communication tools that I'm going to use for you, client. And I'm going to make sure that those tools get out to you very, very quickly. So I'm going to send you your welcome email. I'm going to send you your onboarding packet. I'm going to tell you exactly when I'm going to charge you and what I'm going to charge you. I will have the ability to give you a budget estimate because of the tools that I have within TimeSolve to give you that budget. If I'm collecting payment upfront, I can go ahead and send you the information to collect that upfront payment. If I'm not charging you upfront, I can go ahead and collect information to have a credit card for you on file so that when I do bill, I'm billing against a credit card that I already have through a solution that is built into TimeSolve. So you need to set those expectations, and that first step, that first phase of onboarding is a set of tasks defined in your practice management solution, and that is built into TimeSolve. Number two, as you are working on this matter for the client, you need to manage deviations because folks, despite our best efforts, despite our best intentions, things happen. Deadlines are occasionally missed. Something falls through the cracks. Someone misses an email. A client doesn't return a phone call in a timely manner, and we assume something, right? Whatever it happens to be, whatever mistake your client thinks has happened, or whatever mistake you think the client has made, you need to be able to very quickly manage any deviations in process and expectations. So number one, you have to be able to review these deviations early, very early, practically as soon as they happen. So a lovely project management dashboard, again, already available to you in TimeSolve, allows you to say, okay, what's the next step? Who's responsible for it? What needs to happen to get from point A to point B? And what's my timeline for that to happen, right? And if I am beyond those parameters, I can say, okay, I'm going to put a big red circle around this and I'm going to get this handled right now. So rather than missing a deadline that is really something that someone else should have handled, it's a task on someone else's dashboard. But instead of allowing this client to get behind by 2 or 3 weeks, you can handle it within 2 or 3 days. Right? It is important to emphasize expectations. That's another wonderful thing about a project management tool is you have a set of deadlines. You have a set of budgets. You have a set of procedures and processes that are outlined within this project. I know exactly how to get from point A to point B because my tasks are already there for me, right? You set this up once. For whatever practice area you're working on or whatever type of client that you're working on. And now you've got a clear and consistent workflow. Now, no matter who you're managing, whether they are in your office or remote, no matter how advanced they are in their career, senior or junior, you know that everyone's following the same processes. Here's the other side of this. If someone is working for you and you see that there's a roadblock somewhere, you can adjust your expectations really quickly. If you've done something the same way for the past 12 years and you hire a junior person and they say, hey, instead of sending this out via the mail or having them come in and sign something, let's use an electronic signature tool. And you say, hello, junior person, I've been thinking about this. Can you make it happen? Junior person makes it happen. And now you adjust your processes. And now everyone has the benefit of that efficiency, right? And of course, you're going to be able to provide remedies very quickly, no matter if you've encountered a roadblock, if you've missed something, something fell through the cracks, or someone has just entirely deviated from the process, either through malicious or just bad consequences. Maybe they got sick or, had to be out for an extended period of time, right? And then lastly, project management within TimeSolve allows you to manage your budget. And folks, this is one of the best tools for your client's perspective, right? You can review both time spent and time remaining within a budget for any project. You can plan for any expenses that you're going to expect for that client, right? So you're not going to be faced with a bevy of client costs that you have to up front for your clients that you're then going to bill back for them. I'm in this project. I know that approximately 3 months from now, I'm going to have to pay these client costs of $6,000, right? I know that, so I can go ahead and budget for them. And number three, I can make adjustments with the client before any potential trouble arises. So if I am going to go over budget, if I am going to have to deviate from a plan, if a client cost is significantly more than expected, I'm going to be able to spot that and address that with the client before invoice time comes, right? Because I don't want this to be an invoice day thing. I want to know these things are happening in my firm. I don't want any surprises on billing day. I want to know what I'm going to get paid. I want to know that it's correct because I've been using my timer tools. I want to know that the client expects it because it's on budget for the client. And I want to know that the work that we have done is within the time frame. And I know that it will be because I'm using the project management tools. Right. So this is some graphics on top of what project management within TimeSolve looks like. It's just fun. I liked it. I could have given you a cleaner graphic, but I happen to like this one. So we have our plan for a law firm, for the ABC law firm estate plan. We've got your will preparation, trust preparation, probate preparation. We have all of these different clients that we're working on. We see the start date, the due date, the number of days. We see our project bar. We see if it's complete or not. And I can actually click into any one of these to get a lot more granular information to make sure that each and every one of them stays on track. Okay, so I don't want billing to be complicated, but there are some things that are going to have to happen money-wise that just take time and review. So what I am going to do is I am going to automate every transaction I possibly can. So number one, evergreen retainers. If I have a client that I am billing against a retainer balance. And no, it's not a true retainer, junior attorneys, but we're using this in the colloquial term, right? If I've got a balance in trust that I am billing against as work is completed, right? We're going to call that an evergreen retainer. And what I have the ability to do is set up evergreen retainers in TimeSolve to keep your clients' balances current. So what that means on billing day is I send out an invoice to the client. That's not a true invoice, right? That is instead a trust account replenishment request. And when that happens, the link that is provided in my invoice allows my clients to click that link and get their balance back up to where it needs to be because I will have provided an invoice for my work. I will have shown what I have done, and I'm going to say, hey, pay up, client. This is what you need to do to get that balance back up to where it needs to be. Having that evergreen retainer constantly at a specific level allows you to know that you're going to get paid. And when that balance falls below a specific level, you have the opportunity to put, a stop work order on your client's work until they bring that balance back up to where it needs to be. So it's a great way to ensure you always get paid. But I love evergreen retainers. I love the automated process within TimeSolve to just boom, send those out on a monthly basis. Number two, recurring billing is a second option that I really enjoy. So if I am getting paid after work is done and I'm not maintaining an evergreen retainer, I have the option to have a credit card on file that I bill against for a specific amount every single month. So if I know that the work is ultimately going to cost the client $15,000, but I'm going to bill them $500 a month. That's just how I've chosen to break this up. And I'm going to bill them month over month over month, until they're fully paid. I can set up a recurring bill against a specific credit card, and I will charge that credit card every month. Again, that gives me peace of mind and security that I can, I know there's a payment solution on file. I know that they've already agreed that I can charge this card. I will have that agreement with them in my file that I have sent to them during the onboarding process. And I'm not going to miss that because I use my practice management tool and my project management tools, right? So I'm going to collect that payment amount every single month. That's recurring billing. I also have the ability to set up payment plans. So this is wonderful if you have someone who has an overdue balance. And if you are like a lot of law firms, you're carrying some amount of money in accounts receivable. You have some balance for clients that just haven't paid you what they owe you. That is where payment plans come in. So if your client can't pay you $10,000 today, that's absolutely okay. What can they pay you? Can they pay you $20? Can they pay you $20 twice a week, every week? Okay, that's fine. Great. Let's get a credit card on file, just like we did in number two, right? But we're on number three for this is for AR, specifically AR that's aging, right? I want to find out what they can pay. I want to put a credit card on file and I want to bill against it. Boom, 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 every month until their overdue invoice amount is zero. And I have the ability to do that within TimeSolve. And then number four, because it is important to go back and see to review this data, not just after your invoices have been sent out, but on a daily basis. I want you to go to your financial dashboards within TimeSolve. And from a very high level, I want you to see what's outstanding in AR. What do you plan to collect that has been it's currently unbilled? What does your financial forecast look like? How much money are you currently holding in trust? Is that going to meet the needs of your firm and your clients for the next 30, 60, 90 days? If not, what do you need to do? So this is not getting granular in your financials every single day, every month, but it is a high level overview. Let me just pop over here. Does anything look strange? Is anything weird? And because I've got that bi-directional sync between TimeSolve and QuickBooks, I've got more data that's accurate in TimeSolve than I have in a lot of other programs that rely on QuickBooks, right? That bi-directional sync is something magical. So if all of a sudden I see my trust account is depleted somehow, or if all of a sudden I see I've got this huge balloon payment in my trust account or my operating account, I know that that's something I should probably investigate to make sure that everything's accurate there, because the last thing I want is the state bar breathing down my neck, right? All right. One of the things that is going to help you collect from clients on a timely basis is diplomacy. And I know that is probably not what you expected from today's presentation, but it's true. In that onboarding process that you have, you need to let your clients know what type of communication they're going to receive from you. Are they going to get text from you? Are they going to get phone calls from you? Are they emails? Are they some other type of solution? Do you use Signal or WhatsApp? If so, what's your response rate on there? Are you going to respond every single day of the week? Do they have 24/7 access to you? If not, you need to let them know that. But always make sure that your tone is one that you can maintain. You don't want to go into your initial onboarding and say, hey, call me anytime you want, if you don't want to be called anytime you want, anytime they want, right? Maintain a professional tonality, and seriously, set expectations very, very early as to when someone's going to respond, should expect a response from you, and also how frequently you will provide updates on your own. If you're doing that, and they know when to expect their bill every month, because you do need to bill every single month at the same time, if they know that, you're going to get paid much, much faster. I do want you to manage deviations early with your clients, and this is very similar to number two from before. I love managing deviations. I'm a sucker for a process. If you find that your clients are getting upset because you are not responding to them in the middle of the night, or you're not responding to them on a Sunday afternoon, I want you to address that with them, and say, listen, I'm not going to respond to you at this point in time. On Monday morning when you get back in the office, hey, Mr. Smith, I saw that you emailed me on Sunday. You've done this several weeks, demanding that I get back to you very quickly. I do not respond to non-emergency matters between these hours. I will get back to you as soon as I can. You always have the opportunity to review past emails. Thank you so much for being a client. As to your question, here's the answer. right? But you need to maintain control of that. And if someone gets real hairy with how they're talking to you, be professional, but get them back in line because you are the service provider here. You are the professional. And if they're not paying you, this is another deviation we need to talk about. If they aren't paying you, you need to address it. You need to pick up the phone. And gosh knows, nobody likes to pick up the phone to remind somebody to call them, right? So there should be a process. Hey, you're going to get billed. This is the time that we're going to do it. Hey, here's your invoice. I'm going to bill against a credit card that I have on file. Maybe it gets declined. Maybe the credit card is no longer valid, whatever it happens to be. Um, then you need to get a new credit card for that client. What I will tell you is having that credit card on file will get you paid a lot faster than allowing a client to pay you on their own at their choice and at their time frame. So even though a client might say, "Oh, well, I'm just not sure what credit card I want to pay with," you can say that's totally fine. I'll send you a note on the 10th to tell you that I plan to invoice you on the 25th. If you'd like to pay with a different card on the 10th, anytime between the 10th and the 25th, you absolutely may. But in order to be a client, we need to have a credit card on file. We need to have a current credit card on file. Um, and then you just sit and wait, and you don't need to explain yourself any further. And if they don't say anything, you wait some more, right? So just remember you are in control of this, and you don't want billing day to be complicated. This needs to be the easiest day of the month. You don't want to be filled with anxiety, to be agitated. You want to know that there are payment methodologies that you are just billing against and you're going to get paid. And then always provide a remedy quickly. So if you've deviated for something, let your clients know, provide the remedy as quickly as you can. If your client has deviated from expectations that you set during the onboarding process, give them a remedy. Just give them your best case remedy and tell them to do it, or ask them politely to do it. And then again, just wait. Okay. And then, of course, maintaining respect. If someone has done something and they've deviated from expectations, just avoid assumptions, avoid accusations, and always assume ignorance over malice. And that is really hard to do because so often we are in these oppositional relationships, right? And it can be so easy to take that into the rest of our lives. But with our clients, we need to assume, I don't care how many times they make the mistake. We just need to assume ignorance over malice, and we need them to give them the opportunity to remedy that deviation as quickly as they possibly can. Right? I do want you to leverage technology. This is another way to get paid very quickly, to make billing day very easy. We've talked about payments, having a link in your invoice to allow someone to make a payment, having a credit card on file. So an invoice is automatically billed against a credit card that you have on file. Your CRM, which links directly into TimeSolve. There's a solution called Law Ruler, which is a partner of TimeSolve, allows you to quickly turn your prospects into paying clients where you can get a payment on file, where you can get your onboarding documents collected very easily. And our e-signature tool, again, built right into TimeSolve, allows you to collect all the signatures that you need, store all the documents that you need, all within one place. So if you are not leveraging technology in payment CRM and e-signatures, you are missing an opportunity to make your entire month easier, and it will definitely make your billing day harder. So let's sort of take a couple steps back here and talk about, how we're going to make billing day easy. Number one, we're going to set up expectations at the very beginning for every new client that we take on, right? This is billing day. This is how I expect to get paid. It's with a credit card. And I'm going to have a credit card on file. I'll give you an opportunity 10 days in advance if you'd like to pay with another methodology. Otherwise, that credit card is going to be billed. Now, one thing we did not address, what if you don't want to take credit cards? And I'm going to tell you, how do you pay your bills? Is it with a credit card? Yeah. It's with a credit card. So why do you think your clients don't want to pay with a credit card? And you can say, okay, well, it's expensive. I don't want to take, 3.5, 4.5, 6.5% to pay some credit card company that takes money out of my pocket. That's true. It does take money out of your pocket. So you either need to increase your rates to adjust for that 3.5 or 4.5% that you're being charged, or you need to surcharge your clients. And in most jurisdictions, that is an option that you have. So if you choose not to pay those rates, you can allow your clients to pay. I will tell you though, I don't get surcharged for most of my bills. It's just I pay my invoice, right? I just pay my invoice. And whatever I'm paying, I know they're doing business and they have costs of business. So your clients are not going to be upset about a 3% rate most of the time, or rate increase most of the time. But you need to figure out how you're going to cover that, or how you're going to have your clients cover it. Otherwise, you're slowing down how quickly you get paid. You're making it more challenging for your clients to pay you, and you're asking them to deviate from their standard processes. Nobody pays their water bill by check. Nobody pays for their light bill by going down to the power company and handing them cash. That's just, I'm sure there's some people, but we probably don't, and we shouldn't expect our clients to have to jump through those hoops either. Um, People don't put checks in the mail anymore. It's unless you're paying like a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout troop, nobody pays by checks, right? So document storage, this goes back to leveraging technology a little bit. Make sure you have a document storage solution that allows you to receive and share documents, especially those onboarding documents where you can have a signature in place. I do want you to consider your website as a tool for onboarding, right? How quickly can I receive information online? How quickly can I qualify a prospect? What documents can I go ahead and collect from them? What signatures can I go ahead and collect from them? All from them clicking one link on my website and then having a tool that walks them through it. The CRM that we offer and our website building tools here within ProfitSolve can help do the work of 3 or 4 people in an office. And they are very, very affordable for what they offer. I do want to let you know that anyone on this meeting has an opportunity to have a personalized demo. Let me just do a quick poll here. Here we go. And if you'd like to see a personalized demonstration of TimeSolve, please let me know. If the answer is no, that's okay too. Just know that any of these demos, or anytime you attend a demo with TimeSolve, it is tailored to your firm's needs. It's specific to you. It's not a just general question. And it allows you to address the challenges of your firm in a one-on-one setting rather than asking questions of the group, right? Which is sometimes harder. And sometimes people just say, oh, well, let's get support on the call and we'll reach out to you. All right, I'm going to leave this poll up for just a moment. And if anyone else would like to schedule a demo, please let us know. But with that, reach out. If there's anything that we can do for you, if you'd like to learn more, if you would like to see a demo in the future, or if you have questions about a specific feature and would like to see a little bit more about it, please let us know. We've got our 1-800 number, 1-800-715-1284. You can reach out to us at support@timesolve.com, or you can just go to timesolve.com to learn more about what we do, some of our amazing feature sets, and how we can help, again, make billing day the easiest day of the month. So thank you so much again, everyone who joined today's presentation. I really do appreciate it. Everyone here as part of the ProfitSolve and TimeSolve teams really does appreciate your time. And everyone, oh, I went about 4 minutes over. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that your next billing day is as easy as billing day for all of our TimeSolve customers. Thanks, everyone.